Talk to you today about avoiding international roaming charges. You want to do all the geolocation games and adventures that we as a community love, but before you do, you better listen to this. Cell phone companies love to charge you international roaming fees. If you're unfamiliar with what this is, if you're using data outside of your plan range, which you'll want to talk to your phone company about, generally it's the country that you're in. If you're using it outside of your home country, you can be in for a big shock when you get home and get that cell phone bill the next month. That actually happened to one of the Olympians in Brazil last year. He was a big fan of Pokemon Go, and in between all of his gymnastics activities, he was out there hunting for Pokemon. Well, let me tell you, when he got home, he had quite the bill when he realized that he didn't have an international data plan, and because of that, he got hit with thousands of dollars of charges. Luckily, he had some sway, saying that he was a Olympian, an athlete representing his country, so he got off the hook on that bill a little bit, I think. But I'd like to see you try that, or myself. I don't think we'd get as far, because God knows I sure am not a gymnast. Let's talk a little bit about how we can plan and prepare to avoid those kind of junk charges that the phone companies love to charge. There are a couple of things that you can do before you go to make sure this doesn't happen to you. They may cost you a little bit of money out of pocket up front, but it's going to be far less expensive than having those overage charges that come after playing hours and hours of Pokemon Go. First off, you want to call your phone company. T-Mobile, Verizon, any of the major carriers, they all have international data plans. You can change your plan to include some international data, so you are knowing upfront what you'll be paying. Each of the carriers is different. You want to check with each one. The second thing you can do is, if you've got an unlocked phone, you can just use an international SIM card. You can buy these at the airport and get a SIM card that works with your phone, is already tied into a local provider, and you have a set amount of data that you can use. I've heard a lot of people use those to good effect. So that's something you can look at, getting an actual data plan while you're in your foreign country that uses its own SIM card. And if you've never taken your phone apart to put your SIM card in, where have you been? The other thing you can do is actually get a new phone when you're there. In the airports, again, they've got all these tech kiosks now where you can rent different equipment, including phones that are already set up to go. You don't need too fancy a phone to play Pokemon Go unless you're doing AR mode, which is something you don't actually have to do to play, but it does make it a little bit different. If you've got a phone that doesn't have the AR mode, it can be kind of not quite as exciting as using that AR option where you can see the Pokemon right there on the screen in the environment that you are trying to catch it. If you're a geocacher, doesn't matter. Any smartphone with a decent GPS obviously will work. Doesn't have to be an iPhone, doesn't have to be the latest Galaxy model either. So take a look at getting a new phone when you're there. You can rent the equipment right there at the airport. Another option that could work in some situations is sticking with Wi-Fi. If you've got if you're in a location, a really urban area that's got a lot of Wi-Fi action going on, a lot of Wi-Fi hotspots that you can take advantage of, that is another way to go. Just play over Wi-Fi. You're going to be really limited on what you can do and where you can explore using that method, but it is possible to find a geocache or catch a Pokemon, or hack a portal very close to like a Starbucks or something like that, a McDonald's. They all have Wi-Fi that you can tap into. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you've got any tips or tricks that I didn't cover, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on saving money while you're playing Pokemon Go or geolocation games abroad. And if this is the first time you're seeing one of our videos, I'd love for you to click that subscribe button. We do have new videos every Monday that talk about traveling and the exciting world of geolocation gaming, whether it be Pokemon Go, geocaching, Ingress. We'll talk about it. We don't discriminate here. We love them all, even Munzie.